Afternoon, Kevin Thorburn. How you doing today, brother?
I'm doing good, Parrish.
It's a beautiful day in Brooklyn, right?
And most definitely.
Okay, one of the important questions to be asked, we're moving toward on June 12th is going to be the preliminaries for the mayoral election.
Right.
And what's very interesting is ranked choice voting.
Right.
Now, to the layman person, a lot of people don't know about that. Could you explain that a little bit more in depth and define what ranked choice voting is?
Well, before I explain what ranked choice voting is, I think it's important to explain how we got here to ranked choice voting. And what would happen in the past when we would have a primary, if there wasn't a 50% threshold, we would have to go into a runoff. Runoffs are very, very expensive. You would have to hire all the people back for another election. And history has told us that runoffs bring out less people.
Okay.
So it's more or less a watered down election, and the person that wins they win by fewer voters.
Okay.
So what ranked choice voting does is basically a runoff in and of itself. And in New York, what we're going to do is that we'll have the opportunity to rank 5 candidates. And what happens is that once all the ballots are counted, the bottom person is eliminated. And all of their second, third, fourth, and fifth choices move up to those candidates that last person voted for, their supporters voted for. All of their second, third, fourth, and fifth candidates move up to the first, second, third, fourth candidate.
Okay.
The second round, the fourth person is eliminated, and those votes move up to those prospective candidates that the fourth person's supporters voted for. So ideally, everybody that's running wants to be chose second with everybody else's supporters, because there's a good chance that the person who gets the most second place votes could win the primary.
Okay. Another question. What are the benefits of ranked choice voting? When we vote and ranked choice is there, what are the benefits? How do we come out on top with ranked choice voting?
Well, we save money because it prevents a runoff.
Okay.
And normally, in the past, that's what would happen, is that the persons that are running, they don't meet a 50% threshold, and so we have to go off into a runoff election. And as I said, the ranked choice voting is basically a runoff in and of itself.
Got it. Okay.
And I think what makes it beneficial to the people who are running is that I think the future of ranked choice voting will tell us that elections will become less contentious, because, as I say, each candidate wants to be everybody else's second choice, and that's important. So, like, for instance, if I was running in a race, what I would be doing is that I would secure my base, and then what I would go out and find the supporters of maybe the people who are less popular, and I would go to their supporters and I would ask them to vote for me second, to choose me second on their ballot. I want everybody to choose me second on their ballot outside of my core supporters, and that would give me a better opportunity to win that race. I'm gonna give you an example. I was at a candidates forum over in Clinton Hill for a forum for people who are running in the 35th Council District. And there was a person there who was a front runner, because you knew that person was a front runner because they were getting a lot of applause from the 200 or so crowd that was there. And one of the candidates sent up a person to ask a question in the attempt to embarrass that person. To me, that was a wrong move, because it was counterintuitive, because if that person would have sent someone up there to say, hey, you know, maybe I might disagree with that person or I might have issues with that person, I would like for you to choose me second, because that would have been a more strategic move under ranked choice voting instead of attacking that person. Because if you attack that person, then there's a likelihood that their supporters will not choose you second. And another aspect of ranked choice voting, in terms of people who are going to vote, people tell me all the time, oh, I'm only going to pick my own candidate. But if you pick your own candidate and not choose the other 4 slots, you are out of the running in the second round. Ideally, you want to be in the game throughout the 5 rounds in ranked choice voting. For instance, you want to pick 2, 3, 4, 5 so that you're in the game. Your ballot is still in the game throughout the entire process. Now you may say, oh, I don't like 5 people, I like 3. Well, that's your choice. If you like 1, that's your choice. No one is going to put a gun to your head and make you choose 5. But if you want to continue to be in the running with your ballot, it's a good idea to at least pick 3 or 4. Because in our minds, we rank our candidates anyway, particularly in these local elections. Well, more than likely, we know most of the people that are running anyway. But this gives us an opportunity to like someone, feel someone, be okay with someone. Because it ensures that at least somebody you voted for is going to win in that election. So I know it may sound a little complicated, but it's actually very, very easy. But we need to get the word out to people so that they understand what the process is like, to understand that it's advantageous, to understand that it's costly, and it's something that we'll know we'll know that one of the candidates we choose will be elected. Long gone is the idea that we will know who wins an election the day after. Those days are gone, and I'll tell you why. Even with mail-in ballots, and I think mail-in ballots are going to be very, very important because people are still afraid of the pandemic, so people are going to request mail-in ballots, and mail-in ballots takes time to be counted. Absentee ballots takes time to be counted. Ranked choice votes will take time to be counted. So it may take 3 weeks, 4 weeks to know who the winners are. But that's not new to us. In the 2000 presidential election, it took us months to find out who was elected. So the idea of not knowing who the candidate or who will win in the election the next day, those days are pretty much gone. So, but anyway, thank you so much, Parrish, for inviting me to talk about ranked choice voting, and I look forward to having this discussion with you going forward.
I want to thank you for taking the time to give us clarity and definition on how beneficial ranked choice voting can be and how to benefit New Yorkers. Thank you very much, Kevin.
Thank you, Parrish.